The Indian's Way, Special English Prologue. I am pleased to share that the translated edition of my book, The Indian's Way, has been published recently. But please note that this edition is not available through standard bookstores. If you are interested in securing a copy, please feel free to reach out to me directly at link to Naver. However, I will upload the contents of my new book on YouTube and my blog one by one. This will allow anyone to access this information freely and conveniently. The Outsider's Mirror, a special prologue to the English edition. In 2015, now over a decade ago, I published an introductory book on Native American history. For a long time, I had harbored a peculiar thirst, a longing to provide Korean readers with a comprehensive translation that could explain why the original masters of the North American continent had to collapse so tragically. However, no matter where I looked, I couldn't find a single book that pierced through the vast timeline, from ancient civilizations to modern-day reparations, in one cohesive breath. Eventually, I made the reckless decision. If the book I'm looking for doesn't exist, I'll have to study and write it myself. When I first wrote the Korean edition, I waded through vast amounts of English literature, reconstructing fragments recorded through a Western lens into the Korean language. But now, 11 years later, a remarkable reversal has occurred. The work completed in the Korean language is now being translated back into English to be presented to the world. Beyond a simple linguistic translation, this is a preposterous event, where the true history of North America, reinterpreted through a Korean humanistic perspective, is being reverse exported to its origin, the United States. Ironically, in the US, the heartland of Native American history, such books are nearly impossible to find. Western records tend to fragment history out of self-defense or remain confined within highly specialized academic silos. Common history books often glorify Columbus, who was little more than a highwayman, and treat the native warriors who fought the U.S. military to defend their lands as mere targets for liquidation. I have rarely seen a history book that captures the story of Crazy Horse, who is being resurrected through the world's largest mountain carving, or the narrative of how many indigenous people mark Thanksgiving Day instead of Thanksgiving Day. Books that cover recent shifts, such as the casino industry and tourism development, are virtually non-existent. In short, there was a vacant seat for a comprehensive, accessible historical guide that allows ordinary citizens to grasp the 20,000-year flow of history at a glance. This is precisely why a book written by an elderly man from Korea holds even greater significance in America. It uncovers the wounds that Americans themselves could not see, or chose to ignore, through the cool-headed yet warm gaze of a third party. This reverse export of truth was made possible by the powerful engines of artificial intelligence, AI, and the publishing revolution. Translation tasks that would have taken years in the past were tackled instantly by AI, like Gemini. Furthermore, these AI tools have gone beyond literal translation to give birth to living English. Coupled with the POD, print-on-demand, system, which prints books instantly upon order anywhere in the world without the burden of inventory, the voice of truth has been able to cross borders with ease, bypassing the gatekeeping of the traditional publishing industry. Technology has become a steadfast ally in the expansion of the humanities. English is the lingua franca of the world. Releasing this book in an English edition is not merely a move to target American readers. It is a declaration of intent to converse with everyone in the global village who believes in the values of universal justice and sacred promises. From the glory of the ancient ancestral Puebloans, Anasazi, to the modern-day residential school reparations in Canada, this book, which encapsulates a 20,000-year epic, poses a heavy question to global readers: on whose sacrifice does the cutting-edge American civilization we so admire stand? The seeds sown in Korean in 2015 have bloomed into an English edition in 2026, nourished by AI and POD. Now, readers around the world will, through this single volume, feel the breath of the Red Nation, the guardians of the North American continent for 20,000 years, more closely and vividly than ever before. Thank you. A 20,000-year epic, unveiling the Red Nation. An Outsider's Mirror by a Korean elderly man. Starting with about 20 chapters, I will explore the poignant history of this land's guardians, with the profound depth and unwavering heart they deserve. To step into the deep, hidden truth. Access the detailed archive on my blog.